So you're actually using edge alignment in a similar way to regular.
Yeah. That's why the period thing. I remember the Academy Duello, they have doing the gauging the edge, like sort of like going backwards and forwards. So
Right. Yes.
now I've gained the leverage, right? So in order for you to gain the leverage, you take a step back. You take a step back, and then raise your blade to regain the leverage. Okay, now you push forward.
The parry and hold position like the throw.
Yeah.
It's the same. It's the same concept.
Why is your sword on your left side instead? Right foot. Oh, we should be the same foot forward. Okay, so first I gain the edge and go in for the thrust.
Thrust and I step back and then thrust. You can turn it.
Oh, they don't actually change sides there. They just raise the blade to regain. Like, let's stand in the same stance, right? First you gain the edge, you gain the leverage. So like this, right? They actually do the under thrust because it's the Fiore system. So it's sort of angled. Yeah. So it's down, but it's angled, right? So you push towards me. Right, so I take a step back. You keep on going, like you keep thrusting. So I'm not sure how they do it. When they go here, I think they do it like this. You reposition it, so, and then go forward, and then you take a step back and try to like regain it. Take a step back. No.
That is too far
I
away.
think they do like this. I'm not sure how they do it. So first you try to gain the blade position on me. Right, so you go for the thrust, and then I'll step back one step, and then raise it. So see, I have the leverage, and then I step back in.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it's more like that, yeah. Now you thrust at me. Like slow it. I don't think you raise your hands that high doing a thrust in Fiore.
And
It's not,
no.
a lot of people do it, but it's not depicted in the manuals, like a high thrust.
because I am shorter than you, so
Oh, I
have to
see.
keep my head higher.
You can just hit me in the stomach instead. It would work.
If
So
I
you have to go German.
if I keep my head lower,
Your upper line is open, right? Oh, so
you can still stick on my arm.
but I think you can do like this, like angle it, so it would be fine.
Angular is no problem, but I have to rise because if you step forward and push me, and you went back.
Like, oh.
Yeah. So I have to raise my arm higher.
Okay. So you thrust me on my inside button, step back, and then raise it, regain this leg, and then you're regain it. Okay. But when I thrust back, I don't think it's really open. Is it? Okay, you thrust me, now it's open, so this, oh, because you're a bit shorter and your hand is that high.
Yeah.
So I need to wind too in order to get in. Yeah, I need to go into box.
Yeah. I have to say go into the window.
Window.
For this one.
Oh, going into the window, yeah. Definitely not box.
So like this, and then I go into window position. Ah. Oh. Okay, so they go into the window, but even if you're in window, I think they still thrust forward into posta longa. I think they only thrust in posta longa. You can go into window. Window is lower, that's box when your hand is above your head. Window is only at the eye level. That's still too high. Yeah, it's eye level. Yeah, and then now you thrust into posta longa. Yeah, you press forward because when you're in posta longa, you have like more structural backing.
It's so much different than
step backwards, and then bend your knees, yeah. And then remember how your hips are angled when it's in posto longo, an arm. Remember posto longo? The hand grab his throat, right?
Yes.
Your back foot is flat on the ground.
Yep.
And then when you go into frontale, which you reach your other hand forward, your hips turn, and your foot turns. I think your foot, the other foot should be turned more forward maybe, because you're trying to like make a step forward. If your foot is, I see your foot is sort of angled to the side, so if they're both pointing more forward, it's easier for you to do a step like forward. You know, grab the opponent's throat, something like that. Okay, and remember, when we're doing Fiore, at all times, keep your back straight, because you want to keep your structure. And don't lean forward, because I do it a lot when I was starting. When you're striking, you lean forward to try to gain like a range thing, but when you're doing that, you're exposing your head a bit forward, making a target, and don't lean backwards, because it's easier for someone to press forward and break your structure. So you need to be mindful of your hips and your body. Your body is upright. And remember, the feet, you want to keep them in line so you have more structural force. If it's a bit off to the side, it's harder for you to generate force and to withstand attacks. Okay. Now, there are the 4 steps. The first is, do you remember?
Passare?
Yes, passare, which is passing forwards. Right? Passing forward. So when I see a guy does it, he sort of turns the body.
Yeah.
Try doing the turn. Like I'm not sure how to describe it. Like when I do it, sort of like this. When you do it,
Turning from the
turning from the hips.
The hips.
Yes. Right?
I like it. Letting the hips carry the body.
Right? And then the tunar. Right? Okay. Sorry. Okay. Tunar. Okay. Now there's the accessore. Remember what that is?
Is it the passing step?
It's the, I forgot, guiding step or something?
Oh yes, that's right. The guiding step. This one.
Right, you shift the weight a bit forward. And then there's the accessore and then the decrescere. Okay, now this is the 4 steps, right? And then there is the 3 turns. What are the 3 turns?
There's a bottom.
Yes, but there is, let's start from the one where you go.
Okay.
That's the last one. That's the first one.
There's a bottom. Total also. I can't remember this one.
It's the volta stabil,
Ah, what is the deal?
which is the stable turn.
Yes.
So in the stable turn, yes, you turn 135 degrees. So remember, when you're turning, you turn on the balls of your feet. Okay. And turn backwards. Okay, so 135, 135 back. It's really easy for you to sort of lose your balance when you're starting.
Actually, lifting that back foot, I can see
Yeah.
makes a big difference.
And try to keep your weight and balance
Stable.
stable, the same height, but you're sort of shifting it. Your center line is in the same place, okay? And it's not only like we do the volta stabils, sometimes to change the direction of attack. Like I'm attacking this place, I want to defend the back, attack back, moving the volta stabil. The other is to shift from a forward weighted stance to the back weighted one. In the back weighted, you can sort of weight more because you create the distance between you and the opponent, and you're loaded up to make a really strong parry or attack. So when you're facing forward, do a volta stabil. So you're bringing your body and your weapon near the back of your
I see.
and then you volta stabil back to create the force, right? Try to make it more smoothly. Because I see you sort of do it in like 2 steps. Your
Right.
2 feet are together. Like when I see you do it, it's sort of like you turn the front foot and then the back foot
Right, I
follows.
see.
Then the front foot moves, then the back
So
foot
you need to
follows.
move.
Yeah, you need to move it together and work.
Just imagine
Just
that
twist.
you throw a ball from this position. And
Yep.
Like throwing a rock maybe. So like in a lot of the treatises, they call you throw a cut
Right, I see.
because you throw the blow, cast a blow forward. Right, okay? So a good exercise to practicing power generation with the volta stabil is what a guy calls stance stepping. So you start in the stance, right? And then you do a volta stabil backwards. Now you do a volta stabil forwards followed by a step. So you channel the power from the
I
volta
see.
stabil
And
into
carry it forward.
yeah, so volta stabil. And then with a sar, right? So volta stabil, pass forward, right? And then you do it again, volta stabil on the other side, right? Volta stabil and pass forward. Try to carry it smoothly forward. I still have problem on the other side, so you need to do a lot of more.
Stabil.
Yeah, yeah. And you put your hands down in the full iron skate or try doing holding a sword. They actually have a drill where you do this while you alternate between the fore and arm guards, which is posta longa. So they can do it like this, posta longa, right? And then like step forward.
Just a long one.
Yeah. Remember the hand is in line because you want to gain the maximum distance. So posta longa, step forward, right? Do it again, posta longa, and then pass forward with the force,
Right.
okay? And then you switch to the other one. Then you disengiaro, right? The force two, and pass forward, force two, pass forward. And then the frontale, it's the same. Frontale, pass forward, frontale, pass forward. And the last one is the full iron skate. So tuta porta di ferro, pass forward. So you can chain these together. So try doing more stance stepping to figure out how to generate the force with the turns.
I
And
see.
with the longsword, you can start doing like posta ridona, chamber it sort of, then swing forward, right? And then go back into posta ridona. So posta ridona, pass forward, strike, then you go back, something like that. And then later on, when you learn the Windows guard, you can do the Windows guard. Pass forward with a thrust, and then retract backwards into the Windows guard. So this is the volta stabil. It's pretty tricky. You need to, well, it's not tricky. You need to get used to it. So a really important thing in Fiore longsword fencing is the generation of power. Try turning with both of your feet at the same time, okay? What I do, I think, is like shifting the weight onto the knees or something. Like sort of like when I shift.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I
You
can feel
pull the. You sort of think about the knees, but I'm not sure if this is the correct way of doing it.
Actually, you use your
Yeah, you use your hip when you turn it, but yeah, when you think about your knees, you use your hips to
that.
guide.
You can feel the weight shifting
It's
from
like,
the knee
like
to the legs.
I want to pull my knees in this direction, and then I turn it with my hips.
and
Right.
use your hip to guide the
Yeah.
direction and use your knee.
The problem you have is maybe because you don't have socks on.
Yeah, it is a little.
So if you have your socks on, it's much more easier to do.
Yeah.
Or you need your kung fu shoes on. You don't want me to get blisters now.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, now, after ballista bill, which we all need a lot of practice on, what are the other two? There's the mezza volta, right?
Visible.
Which is passing forward, but I have seen like different interpretations, which is it's a pass forward, but not just simply a pass forward, it's a pass across the line, sort of like this. So you turn a bit, but we'll just follow the guy's interpretation first, which is just passing forward, right? As a volta. Like your hands is in full hands gate, so you can see you're switching sides, right?
Yep.
Okay. Now, what's the last one?
Tuta volta.
Tuta volta,
Tuta volta.
which is what they call a compass step in some places. Okay, so the front foot is in place, and then you spin your back foot around like a compass. Right? Try to keep your balance while you're doing it. Okay. You don't have to turn 180 degrees when, like in practical use, like when you're sparring or doing some of the drills. Normally you only do like 30 degrees or something like that. But for practice, it doesn't specify like how much you turn, but like first we practice like 180 degrees, and the smaller increments would be easier. Okay, and there is the drill to chain the three of them together, which you can also use with the longsword leader words, which is the volta stabil, right? And then volta stabil, pass forwards, and then do the tuta volta, and then you feed the tuta volta turn into volta stabil. So when you have the longsword in your hand, you go into posta di donna backwards weighted, right? Pass forward, strike, right? And then turn, and then chamber it up. And when you learn finestra, you can use that into it. Okay?
So tuta volta. I'm moving back on my rear foot.
You move your
I move my rear
foot
foot.
around your front foot.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So one is the tower, one is like the sun and the moon. The moon revolves around the sun. The front foot is the sun. No, it's around. No, the moon revolves around the earth. The earth. What am I doing? This is like kindergarten astrology.
Astronomy, dude.
Astronomy. Yeah. I need more sleep. Well, it's in the book. It's in the body book. It's the planets or something. I forgot. And the other is the millstone. The sun and the moon. I remember something about the sun and the moon. It's still, I don't know why. It still looks a bit weird when you're doing it. I think you're still shifting your forward weight on. Maybe I'm doing it too. I'm not sure.
Just for me, I like the kick position, like kick out.
Yeah, I sort of generate the force by like leading it by you're sort of raising,
Right, I
like
see.
raising and swinging it. But
Right.
what I'm doing, I'm sort of like
Right.
kicking the ground. Try kicking the ground. Would it work?
So like that?
Yes, more like that. Kick the ground to turn. So
Right, yeah, that makes sense. That's smooth. And it also keeps my stance.
You can keep your stance
Then,
the more
yeah.
the same height.
And obviously, yeah, that's right. I need to maintain a fairly deep stance.
Well, not that deep, bro.
No, but
Yeah.
deeper than before. When I was standing up like this straighter, I didn't have a deep stance. So I really wasn't turning much at all.
No.
Now the different stances in German system.
Yeah, that's
The
fine.
German is like more deep. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I can admire everyone's squatting.
yeah.
Okay, so later there is the stick of windage drill. We don't have a stick, I think. Do we have a stick? Let's get a longsword. Which, like, I'll like swing the sword at you, and then you'll do like minimum footwork to avoid the blow and try to tap me on the back with
I
the
see.
least amount of steps you can
Right.
do. But you do it by doing the footwork we have taught. Okay, so stand in the stance. What do you call this? English. I don't know. So I would, like, I'll telegraph this like massively. So I'll strike towards you.
And then I have to figure out the correct footwork.
Yes.
Okay.
What
Okay.
would you do?
Okay, I should.
Yeah, but you're trying to get
But
to,
I'm trying to get to you. Okay.
because,
So then I'll have to wheel around.
but it would be easier to wheel this
Yes,
way.
exactly. I was just thinking I shouldn't wheel this side because I need to basically follow the blade actually.
So I'll
So-
strike you. Yes, and then you want to tap me in the back,
And then,
and then I'll start again.
right.
Like that. But try to see if you can like stand, like turn more when you're facing
Right.
the back. Yeah.
Turn
More,
right.
more steps maybe. Okay, so strike.
I
Yeah.
think you guys have to come here again.
Oh yeah. Maybe Jenny, we should do it together.
Yeah, I should watch you first.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to hit you with a knife with an indent. Yeah, like that. And then the other side. I think that is-
Sorry.
This isn't some kind of manga. Okay. Remember your footwork. Okay. Right. Oh, I forgot. Pass away from the line, pass across the line. This is really, really, really good when we do it, because remember how to pass across the line. You do a press right to the side, and then you pass forward. So when the blow is coming here, you can go here, right? Pass away from the line where your foot like this, and then you got the back, right? So like I strike towards you.
Sorry.
First pass across, right? Pass across. Touch me in the back after you've gone there, and then face my back maybe. Okay, so strike, pass, right? And pass away from the line. So I strike at you. Now pass away. Okay? So then I should go like this way. This strike, pass away. Right? So when I pass away, I move my rear foot to the side and then let the front foot follow into the rear foot. Okay, you do that?
Actually, there are lots of ways to
Yeah.
pass along.
Pass on.
Okay, so do you remember how to do the oppressor? The pass forward to strata is pass away from the line, right? What's pass across? How do you say pass across the line? I forgot. Okay. Pass across the line. So you first oppressor to the side, right?
Small step, yeah.
Yeah, small step. Like you
Oh,
switch.
okay.
Yeah, it's a crescere. So
Right.
and then you pass forward. And
Okay.
then afterward, you chain it up into one motion. So it's 1, 2, like that. So when you start, it is a crescere to this side, then you pass, right? But afterwards, you'll practice it into one action. Remember, you're passing across, not forwards, okay? Yeah, and then later, after a lot of practice, it should feel like one move more. Be mindful of your feet, your stance, because a lot of times when you do it, you don't end up in within the stance, you might like
Right,
turn your
yeah.
foot up. Okay, so pass across from the line. Okay. Okay, back again. Do the press right. Are you in the stance now? It looks sort of, yeah. Okay, so first press right, then pass, pass. Remember, it's,
Yep.
yeah, like that. Okay. Maybe switch your feet around. Can you do the press right to the other side? Remember your feet? Feet points towards me. Okay. Okay, now do the press right to the side. Okay, now pass this way, right?
I'm passing this way?
Yeah, pass across the
Yeah,
line.
across
Yeah,
the-
because the line is between
Right,
us.
yeah, yeah.
So look at how I do it. So I'm facing you, right?
Yep.
I want to break your structure, which is go this way. So crescere, pass. So first, you're mirrored towards me, so you should.
Okay, sure, do this way.
Yeah. So crescere, pass. Okay, do it. Crescere. Remember, you're not try to take a step, not raise your foot.
Okay.
So it's. Yeah, I do it a bit too.
That's it.
Yeah, so it's a crescere. Remember when you do a crescere,
Yeah,
you shift
yes.
your weight forward, not
Right,
up.
not passare. Yeah.
Yeah, right? The crescere, it's like forwards, backwards, not up and down.
Right.
Okay, think more up and forwards, backwards. So you shift your weight towards this side, right?
Yep.
And then you pass. Remember, you're passing. You're not turning your body like that.
Oh, okay. So,
You're,
yeah,
you're turning remember, you're turning the front foot.
right, but I'm still facing forward.
Yeah, and then you're facing this direction.
Right.
Okay, so a crescere, and then pass this direction.
This way?
Well, you get the hang of it eventually, yeah? Okay. Remember your feet? Remember your feet, your hips, and your back. Your hands, I think you can keep them in to the porta de Fiore
Okay.
first, right? So it's sort of like sort of like playing the volleyball thing.
Right, right.
Yeah, like this. Okay. So a crescere, and then pass forward. Okay. Okay. Now go back and switch your feet. Switch around. Okay. Crescere this way. Remember your feet. Yeah. Okay. And then pass forward. Yeah. It's try to make it more smoother. Okay. Yeah, more like that. Okay. I think your starting stance is incorrect. Remember, it's okay. Just do it slowly. Okay. In the stance,
I
crescere
think
to the
this
side.
needs to be further back actually.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do it again. I'm not sure if it's correct because I'm not sure if I'm doing it right. I don't know how I look when I do it. Let me see. So, this side. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna visualize that line. Make sure I visualize
okay, pass across it. So, it's a crescere actually sort of generates force which you follow your back leg through with it. So, don't think of them as separate. You can practice them as separate, but when you're actually do it, it's a crescere and then you follow through with your back leg. Because the first step is sort of generating power and sort of guiding towards the front. You don't actually need to make the first crescere that big. It's more turning the
Orienting your
so
body.
yeah, or reorienting it. So it's actually not stepping like outwards. It's
Right.
stepping to the side.
Right.
Okay. So face me. Okay. Your feet should be a bit wider. Right. And then a crescere to the side. So your feet is like about, it says about like 8 inches to the side, maybe. So a crescere and then pass. Yeah. Or like that, okay? So that's something we all need to practice.
it. Yeah, right.
And pass away from the line. So in the stance, now when you pass away from the line, remember what do you want to do in order to pass away from the line? What's the purpose of it?
I'm gonna avoid your attack.
Yes. But you want to maintain your current range, right?
Oh yes, okay, right.
You want to avoid the attack.
Yeah,
So
I want to avoid your attack, but still be within range to
So
make counter.
you're moving like around a circle around me.
Right, I see.
So how do you do that?
Okay. You take a step off the line,
Yes.
and then
You reorient yourself, because if you step forward, you're like into grappling range, right?
right.
You want to be at the same range where you
At the
can.
same range, yeah.
Yeah.
So I need to go around rather than forwards.
Yes. So I cut towards you. You pass to the side. Yes, that's
right.
it. Okay. Let's do it again. Okay, so it's attack. You pass this way, then this way, right? Okay. So try doing it the other side. The foot, the feet. Turn around. Yeah. So I strike towards you.
Okay.
Oh no.
No, I didn't do
You're
it. I was
correct.
gonna
Yeah.
say.
That's it should be me passing forward. to
Right.
the foot.
Yes.
So you pass to the side and then reorient. Remember your feet, now you're crossing them.
Yeah. Right. I don't know.
Okay. So I'm coming in with a strike. Yeah. Remember to keep your feet wide enough when I start doing it. I sort of like cross my feet like.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay. So come with a strike. Yeah. Like that. Okay. Come in with a strike. Remember your feet. You sort of go like open, like in a more bigger fencing stance. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I can feel it now.
So you can just like go home, find a pole somewhere or a tree, and
Wardrobe.
then you'll just pretend it's trying to attack
Yeah.
you, and step out of the way. Okay. Yeah. Okay, the other side. Okay, so strike. Yeah. Okay. Now we can do the stick avoidance, which is like middle stick avoidance.
Okay. Stupid death.
Okay. So I'll strike towards you.
And I'm gonna want to step out.
Yeah, but this is the same, right?
Okay.
At the same distance, you'll try to.
Yes.
You can do more passes, but
Alright.
you're trying to get into your facing my back,
Right.
because normally, like when you're striking in, you'll like go towards the outside where they're more vulnerable structurally.
Yes.
No, but they're not facing you, so they're
Right,
vulnerable.
right.
Or you go this way where they can't. It's hard for them to attack you.
Yes.
Or you go this way where they're more structurally vulnerable.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll swing at you, right? Okay. Yeah.
And then
make it pass forward, maybe. Right? You can get closer, and then
Oh no, I'm here. I should.
yeah. So maybe you can do it to the
Right.
right?
Right.
Right, Jenny. Let's.
Yeah, I should watch.
I'll try. I'm still not sure if we're doing the correct thing, but it's sort of the idea. Like you're trying to strike me, right? So I'll go like this way, maybe.
Right.
And then I want to get to her backs when I'm here. So maybe I do a cressere
Right.
and then do a tuta volta. So now I'm facing her back. Okay, maybe a strike on the other side. Right? So I cressere to the side and follow with this foot, and then now I can maybe pass forward and do a tuta volta, and then I can touch her back, something like that. So you can practice with the misses, like I'll give her a rolling pin. The canvas, okay, get in the stance, okay, I'll try to strike you. Now, how do you get to my back? Now you avoided the blow. How do you
Avoid the blow. I can take a cressere
Maybe, yeah.
and then asare, and then I need to.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Although that's a lot of steps, so
Yeah.
it seems like I should be able to be more efficient.
Okay, I'll strike towards you. Yeah, so this is a good one. What's the Fiore strata?
Now, I need to make sure I don't cross my legs over, so I should
You can pass forward, yeah?
pass forward, and then wheel round
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
that. That's better, and that way I did it in the steps as well.
Yeah. That's what we do, but I'm not sure like
Right.
a lot how do it. Like sometimes they'll with like a lot more people, it's more easier, like because you're doing it and then suddenly when someone's out of balance, the teacher just comes and suddenly.
Right.
Okay. Maybe the other side, so I'll
Okay.
strike this way. How do you get away? You can pass across the line maybe? Try passing
Yeah,
across.
okay, so I should
Oh yeah, you're
decrease array?
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, you're
Sorry, decrease array, and then
I'm not sure.
actually, if you're gonna come this way,
Yeah.
then why don't I just
You can just pass forward.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but I want to keep the range, right? I don't want to pass forward directly towards you because I want to keep the
Yeah, you
range. I
can
don't
do
want to
that.
get in grappling range. So
Or maybe my hand is extended so you can just go into grappling.
I could, yeah. But if I want to keep in striking range, then I could decrease array.
That's in the crest range.
That's not, yeah.
Because you start
yeah,
with
that's
the
right. Then
It's just passing.
I should just pass.
Yeah. And then
Much better.
pass forward maybe.
I could pass forward
Yeah.
and then
Or do you have another idea maybe?
okay. So if I'm here
Yeah.
and you strike forward.
I do a tricky switch thing.
What if I do, could I do Volta Stabile and then,
Maybe?
am I going to avoid your attack though? I'm not going to avoid your attack like that.
Yeah.
So I will need to move my body offline.
Yeah.
So if you're coming in there, Volta Stabile
You're just
won't help me here.
yeah.
So I definitely need to step across the line.
Yeah.
I think I should do this and then
Yeah.
see, now I'm in,
Yeah.
that's the simplest, because I'm in fewer moves and I can still make the counter attack.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I'm here, and you make me attack, then press array, and then I can pass forward for the,
Yeah.
say the postal longer or something.
And
Probably
later
postal
on-
longer.
Later on, there's another drill you can do with the step, which is sort of like judging distance. Like this is the tree
Right.
that I'm trying to hit, which
Yeah.
I do back at school. Like, how many steps do I need to go in order to hit the
Right,
target? Like
right.
maybe a crest array, then a pass forward,
Mm.
or maybe you can mix it up like a crest array, another crest array thing. Good, because sometimes you do two crest arrays in order to orient. Because when you strike and you take a step forward, it changes size. Sign. So you can do two crest arrays in order to strike with the left foot forward, or you can do a side strike on the other side. Okay, so that's footwork for now. Do you remember how to hold the sword? Right? Yeah, that's the basic structure. No, actually, without the without the forefinger. You point your
So I
forefinger.
should be able to hold it just like that.
Yeah, and then you close your grip onto it. So it's the basic idea is
So
you
it
need
should
to-
shift.
you can shift the weight forwards and backwards in your hand. And then the other hand at the back. There's one space in the middle,
Yep.
right? Because there's a play where you grab the middle of the hand, and then your hands are apart, so you can create more leverage. Careful with the
Yes,
emphasis.
yes, yes.
Maybe step a bit strikes here, or the other side, right? Okay, now we'll start with the stances. The first is the one where you like mostly use the most, which is the posta di donna. Your back foot, remember? No, it's the direction. Now it's posta di donna on the right, so it's posta di donna destra.
What's it called? This one.
Right?
You have to fast
And the other one is Sinestro.
Maybe face the mirror. The sinestra is
Face to the left.
Yeah. So destra, face the mirror first. You stand shoulder width, right? And you take a step backwards, and it's posta. Ow! Really hurts. Something's wrong. Okay, so when you do it, the false edge is on your back, right?
Right.
So the false edge is against your body,
Right.
and then you don't turn your torso a lot, so you don't find creases. So the way Guy said is an easy way to tell is to see if your shirt has any creases in it. So when you turn it, you'll start to see these creases
Yes.
go across, right? So when you go into posterior donut, you rest the false edge on your shoulder,
Right.
and then your hand is away, and the shoulder is down. The elbow is down, so you don't
Elbow's
get
low, yep.
sniped, right?
Yep.
Like this. This is the posterior donut, right? And then this is the forwards weighted version. There's also the backwards weighted, where you do a multi-step-bill, and some people angle the blade
So down.
down. I'm not sure why. I think it's
Yeah.
something to do with intelligence or something. Like people wear armor. I
Right.
think I've heard of that version, but I'm not sure. But for some people, it's easier to hold it this way, right? So this is the backwards weighted. Like all the stances, there is the forwards weighted and the backwards weighted version. Okay, so I'm not sure. Should Jonathan hold his blade so near his body? Is it okay? I'm not sure if there's a difference.
I think we'll like here. You don't want yours. Yeah.
Here, yeah, sort of like that, right? And then the other one that we had learned last time was posta longa, remember? When the blade is in the middle line, either foot can be in the front. You do not want to
Right.
lock your arms, so it's sort of relaxed. It's the maximum length within reason. You don't want to just go like
Yeah. That's
all
right.
out, okay? And now your feet pointing forward is really important. Like by turning your back foot now, right? You can turn it back into like a rapier stance. You can find your range sort of decreasing a bit.
Yeah, definitely.
So when your foot, that's why you need to point your foot forward so you can get a more longer reach with it, right? And then what's the final stance in Vendrito Fendente? Yes, you let the blade fall to the side. This is the denti di Zangiaro. Yeah, denti as in dentist.
True.
Zangiaro is the old word for or. Yeah, it's now it's chingiaro or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got chins on it. Down or something. Right? So this is 3 of them in the Vendrito Fendente. Have I explain what Vendrito Fendente, what these words mean?
No.
Okay, so there are the 7 cuts, or the 7 blows in Fiore. Have you seen the Segno picture?
Long time ago. I get the idea that
Yeah.
there are horizontal cuts, vertical cuts,
Yes.
and diagonal cuts.
Okay, so first is, the second word describes
The direction.
how the blow goes. If it goes in a descending fashion, it's called a fendente.
I'm the father here.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay, this is the sign.
Okay.
So, a good, easy way to remember is fendente. Dente is teeth, right? Dente is zangiaro. So you aim at the teeth.
Right.
So the teeth to the foot,
Right.
to the knee. So, fendente. And then the other is the rising cut. It's called a sotano, plural sotani, which goes up. So, there is first the 2 fendentes, the 2 sotani, 1 sotano each, right? You can do a true edge or false edge.
I see.
Fiore uses false edge more.
Right.
Yeah, and then lastly, there are 2 called the mezzano.
And then horizontal.
Mezzano, yeah, the horizontal ones, which are normally aimed towards the neck. So this, the mezzano, right? Now, you know by which direction it goes, it's the second word. Now it's the first word, which is mandrito or reverso. Mandrito means main hand. Like it both starts with an M. Main hand, mandrito. And then the reverse, reverso. Reversing. So it depends on like which hand powers the cut.
Right.
So when you're doing the Mandrito Fendente, which goes from your upper right, this is your main hand is propelling the cut out. So this is the Mandrito. And in reverso, is this hand pushing forward. So this is the reverso Fendente. Mandrito because main hand, reverso because the other hand. So because the main hand goes down, the other hand pushes up, right? So Mandrito Fendente, switch over, reverso sottano, reverso fendente, reverso sottano, right? And at the neck, it's more like a fendente. You just, like this way, just turn it a bit, and then Mandrito mezzano, reverso mezzano. Okay, so what are this? And then this is the 6 blows. The last one is called punta.
Is it thrust?
Yes, it is a thrust. Actually, there are 5 kinds of thrust, but it's just a mnemonic thing. It's easier to remember. It's 7 blows instead of the 11. But
Yep.
the thrusts are mainly the same. It's the thrust that comes from the middle,
Right.
that comes from
Oh,
the
yeah,
upper right,
okay.
the upper left, lower right.
Right.
There's some debate about it, but basically they don't actually thrust like cross-handed or like in a sort of like an ox position. From what I've read is they may start like from the finestra, but they always end in posta longa.
Right.
So start from here, like thrust, start from here, thrust, here, thrust, in the middle. So it's more similar, so they categorize it as a punta.
Okay.
So what are the 7 blows?
Okay. Fendente, vertical blow.
Not vertical.
So, well, okay,
It's
that's
descending.
right, descending blow.
Yeah, descending
Because
blow.
it can come from different angles. Okay.
Yes.
So Fendente is
And also, oh, careful about
Okay.
top. And also because the sottano are also vertical, but it's
Right.
not actually vertical. It's in
yeah, on the diagonal.
Yeah.
Okay. So Fendente are the descending blows,
Yes.
and
The sottano are
Sottano are the ascending blows,
yeah rising
or
blows.
rising blows. Okay.
Yeah, ascending rising.
Yeah.
And then
Um,
the horizontal ones,
and
mezzano.
Mazzano.
Because you cut
Oh,
the middle,
Mazzano.
right?
Yes.
Mezzano.
So 2 horizontal blows.
Yes.
Okay.
2 descending blows.
2 descending blows.
Two
Yeah,
rising
so we've got
blows.
Two, right?
And
So
a
that's
thrust.
6 puntas, the thrust.
Yes. And then how do you differentiate between Mandrito and reverso?
Okay, Mandrito means the lead hand is
Mainly
generating
power.
the thrust.
Yeah.
Reverso is the offhand is generating the thrust.
Yes. Okay, so now you know the 7 blows. Okay. Now the Mandrito Fendente, the easy way with they teach in the book, you start with posta midona destra, right? You strike through to posta longa, and then you let it fall into denti tisanguinaro, which is yours too. And you know 3 stances. Now on the other side, a reverso reverso fendente, right? So you reverse it's the woman's guard on the other side, right? So
Okay, so
This
posta
is-
di donna is a sinistra.
yeah, la sinistra. But because of it feels symmetrical, but it's not actually symmetrical because you have a main hand on the top.
Yes.
So you actually you sort of like in this position when you turn over, you feel like the front arm is further back,
Right.
right? Remember no creases,
Yeah.
right? So rest the blade on your shoulder and your elbow is down, right? Okay, your elbow is down, right? Now you strike into posta longa, again, the same, right? And then that you let the blade fall down and backwards, right? The simple way to do it, which is the more natural, is like just swing all the way through.
Right.
You end up in posta coda longa.
I see.
So the
Okay.
blade is like to this, the flat is to this side,
I
right?
see. Yep.
So this is called coda longa, is the long tail, it's sort of
Mhm.
like in the music,
Yep. Yep.
right? So you can make like strong blows from here because your hands are further in the back. When you make a strike, the blade travels further, so you have more time
I
to
see.
generate power, and you have a longer distance to power it up.
Mhm.
But it's also slower, so you almost get in the stance when you're out of measure or in like really wide measure,
Right.
right? But when we're practicing, although it's natural to feel like to go straight into coda longa, but when we need to practice our control, there is also another stance, another posta called tuta coda di ferro. So when you're in posta di donna la sinistra, you go into posta longa, right? You let the blade strain back, but you let it stop when the blade is about here.
Yep.
So your hand is in front of you. Your left hand is about on the hip. So it's sort of like in denti di zanghiaro, but you sort of like switch over.
Right.
So the blade is pointing to the side and down into the side. This is the full iron gate,
I see.
right? So now your hip is in the front. When you're in full iron gate, your weight is a bit more in forwards
Right.
in your front foot. So this is full iron skate. What this does is you can make a lot of covers. So this is a really good defensive position because when I strike force to you, you can just cross and pass forward. So now you know the 5 stances. So first, from entry to fendente, where do you start?
Okay.
The woman's guard, right?
Yeah. Okay. So posta di donna.
Posta di donna. Yes. What's the next?
Posta longa.
Yes. You swing forward. Okay. And then you let it fall into
Okay. Dente di
Zanghiaro.
Zanghiaro.
Yeah. Okay. And doing the rising cut is just reversing it. So denti di Zanghiaro,
Yep. Then di Zanghiaro.
posta longa. You can do it either
posta
step
longa.
forward or step backwards. Yeah. Right. Remember,
Okay.
keep the blade on the line, right?
Yep.
And then you let it turn back into, swing it back into the other side, right? Because you start this
Oh,
way,
yeah,
right?
okay.
Into posta di donna.
Okay.
Yeah. Now you're sort of in a backwards weighted version.
Oh yes.
So it's the front. And remember, your feet should be pointing towards me, right?
Yes.
In the
yes.
front weighted version. Now in the backwards weighted version, you can turn away. Some people can turn the feet away, some don't. Yeah. Okay, so now this is the mangiato fendente. Now do the reversal fendente. How do you start?
Okay. So from here, I need to change my foot stance. So
Now your left foot is in the back, right?
yeah. So I need to
How does the
take a
how-
step back
Yeah, how does the blow come in?
from here. Oh, here.
Yeah,
Am I
the
going to
blow
go
comes
down?
from your
Right.
blow.
Okay. Okay.
Now
yeah.
this is the mangiato fendente.
Yeah. So
The
my
blow
big
goes
and
this way.
then down,
Right.
and this carries my.
And then reverso is just the reverse is time. So yeah. So when you're
Okay. Reverse is kind of.
yeah.
We
So that way. Yeah.
back up.
Yeah. So step back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you're going in reverso fendente, you start on the other side, right? Because
Okay.
your blade travels on the other side. So what is posta di donna on the other side? Posta di donna destra.
Posta di donna la sinistra.
Yes. So
Okay. So
assume
posta
the
di donna
position.
la sinistra.
Remember, forward weighted first. Okay, let's practice forward weighted. It's called forward weighted, but your weight is between the two feet, right?
Okay. Yep.
But you're facing forward. Okay, now it also follows through posta longa, right?
Okay.
And you strike into posta longa. Okay, and then you can let it fall backwards. If it goes all the way, it's called coda longa, right? The
Yep.
long tail. Remember
Yeah.
where your feet is pointing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Coda longa.
Normally, I don't know if it's, I think either it's fine, yeah. spin to the side or the back, but it's just remember the blade is in the back.
Okay.
And then what do you do when it's halfway? When it's pointing
Okay,
to
is
the side?
that this way?
Yeah. Remember, you point the point of it down.
Yeah. Okay, so this is full iron door.
Yeah, this is full iron door. Full iron skate also. So we call it full iron skate.
Okay, okay.
I think it's full iron door. Yeah, full iron door. So it's tuta, which is full.
Tuta porta
Deferro.
Deferro
is
is
iron.
iron,
Ferris. Okay. So now you know 6 stances.
right.
So remember in Posta Longa, right?
Yeah.
In Posta Longa, when you retract your hand a bit, so it is in front of you, but in the middle, like further down. This is called Posta Bevre.
Oh,
This
okay.
is long.
Long
this is-
out of it, right, yeah.
Is it Bevre or Breve?
Breve, it would be
Breve, yeah.
yeah.
Posta Breve. Breve. This is used more in armored fighting.
I see.
So it's your hands is sort of like resting, but you can like go seek for openings in the armor, right? And when you point it down, right, in the middle, down in the middle, this is Mezzano Porta. I forgot what the first Mezzano.
Middle iron door, right?
Yeah,
Mezzano porta de ferro.
Yeah. So this is the full iron store. This is the half. So it's easy for you to do like rising strikes towards the opponents,
I
like
see.
I cut towards you. Maybe you can do a careful
Yeah.
pass to the side and hit my snipe my arm, my hand, or you can when I cut forward, you can just cut parry up, so my blade goes away and then you can strike or cut, or you can just do a thrust forward. Also, you can do a thrust easily from the other 2 low guards, which are Tuda Red Ferro or the Zengiaro.
Right.
So now, how many guards are you? Posta di Donna, Posta Longa, then di Zengiaro.
Posta di donna,
Remember your feet. Yeah,
posta longa,
Longa.
dente di zigliaro.
Remember your hands are not that further back,
Okay.
it's at your hip,
Right, okay.
right?
Dente di
Zengiaro.
zigliaro.
Yeah, and Posta di Donna on the other side, right?
Yeah, posta di donna la sinistra.
Remember your weight is
Okay.
the middle.
Really.
Yeah, keep it in the middle.
Yeah.
And then Posta Longa
Posta
again.
longa.
And then again, and then Coda Longa.
Okay, coda longa.
But normally we use Tuda Porta de Ferro.
Yeah, okay, so
That's a
if I'm going straight to, I'll go to porta longa. Now I'm going to turn, but
This is Coda Longa.
my feet don't change. Right?
Yeah, they don't change.
Feet don't change. So
Tuda
coda longa,
Yeah, and
then
then Tuda Porta
to
de
the
Ferro.
porta de ferro,
Right?
and then
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
okay, right.
Okay.
And then I have
Posta
then I
Longa.
have,
There's a
okay,
variation.
posta longa, and then I have
The
posta
short-
longa, a posta
Breve,
breve,
which is the
breve.
short one.
Yeah,
Breve. And then
and then this is
Mezzano Porta.
Mezzano porta de ferro.
Which is middle iron skate. For the middle guards, there's another one which has a lot of controversy surrounding it. It's called Posta di Corno,
Oh, 2 horns.
2 horns. And then the way Guy does it, I think it's he
Oh
turns-
yeah, I've seen this one.
sort of like
It's very
turns
hard.
the hand around, and then this hand, the hands are actually closer, and then
Mhm.
with this hand like touching around the arm, so your arm is like a bit scrounged. So have you read the rationale of this one?
No, I just seen it.
It's called this. It's described as a thorn, a spike.
Right.
A spike. So what it is it's sort of like a tricky, deceptive move, like in Posta Longa, right? Get in Posta Longa, right? You're extended, right? Where are you strong? Where are you weak?
Okay. Strong out there.
You're strong in this
Yeah,
direction,
yeah,
right?
that's
Like
right.
when I try to
Yeah.
parry you,
Right.
you can resist me.
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
But if I turn you this way,
Yeah. I'm with.
now get into bicorno, where you turn the front hand around, you roll it
Ah.
around, and then you shift this hand closer, right? And then
I
you
see.
get your elbows closer, right?
Right.
Now,
So now I've got more leverage here, and
it's easier for you to move up and
Yeah,
down,
yeah.
but it's harder for me to carry you
Yeah,
to the
that's
side.
right.
So I may strike you and you're in posta longa. Like you're now in, what they do in the practice is first you start in posta ridona, you go into posta longa, and then they see it come in the period.
right.
But now instead of coming into posta
Posta
longa, you come into
What's
posta
in that?
di corno.
Tibicano.
Posta di corno or by corno? By corno. So now when I'm by corno, I'm trying to parry it, I'm stronger on this side.
Right.
I'm not as strong at this way.
Vertically, yeah,
So
but that doesn't matter.
the good thing about this is also I have another advantage, which is you try to parry me. If you get me, it's hard for you to
Yeah, I see, you can
pass
cross.
in. But the other thing is, since I'm weaker up and down, it's also easier for me to move along this axis.
Mm.
So when you parry me, I can drop
Right,
the
I
point
see.
and go in. So the middle guards is longa, breve, Mazzano for the ferro, and bicorno. There's actually a few ways to grip it, and I think it's the Morgan or something. In some of the books, the backhand is actually gripped this way.
Oh, right.
Yeah, there's like a few versions. Some people say it's like a drawing
Yes.
error. Some say it's
This kind of grip is more like a German system.
yes. Well, technically, Fiore isn't really Italian. Because he learned it from masters from all over the place, including a lot of German
So
masters.
it's a more syncretic system. You'd say.
Well, it's not actually syncretic. He just learned like everything from like these mercenaries and masters
Right.
from all over the place. So they say it's like another early German style
Oh, I see.
because there's like Aaron one with something like some other older German guy, which his stuff is similar to Fiore, but we don't know why. Either it's like from another source or does he get it from Fiore, something like that. But the German guys, his posta and his strikes and his technique are really similar to Fiore's.
Right.
So the middle guards are the posta with the blade in the middle are longa, breve, mazzano, and bicorno. Right. Try to get in the center, right? It's not to the side. It's in the center, right? Yeah. So, right?
Yeah.
You should be able to resist it, and then you move your hands a bit closer. The two hands closer, but not touching.
Oh, yes,
Is it? Okay. So trying to, is it easier to resist now?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the middle guards, and there are two more high guards. One is called the Windows guard.
Yep.
So it's the fenestra.
Yeah.
So the blade is, it's not like ox. When it's ox, your hand is higher to protect your hand. In fenestra, it is at the eye
Eye level.
eye level, yeah. And then you can easily thrust from here, or you can cover and then
Right.
hit, or like from the other side, cover and go in.
Right.
So a lot of times I use fenestra is when I strike in, and then there's like a high attack.
Right. So you
I go
parry.
into fenestra, parry, and then I go in for an indent. So now there is a fenestra, you can strike, but normally in the books fenestra is pulled back. It's more shown in the backwards weighted version. So your hand, because your hands are high, so it's easier for people to snipe at. So normally when they're in fenestra, they're in the backwards weighted version. So normally Fiore will tell you to keep your hands low. So your blade, because your blade is normally pointing up, so your blade can protect your hands more. So when your hands are high, normally you are in a more pulled back position, or like your blade is in front technically.
Right.
Okay, so try it, Finestra. Okay, this is the forward weighted. Can you do the backwards weighted one? It's not just shifting backwards. It's more turning, right?
Yes.
Yes. But not too backwards. Like when you're doing, you're sort of like facing away, but you should still be facing forward. Right? So the forward weighted, the back weighted one. Okay, do the back weighted. Turn your feet. It's not shifting. Yeah. Turn.
I see.
Okay? And then you turn your hips with it. Right? So you pull. Yeah. So the forward weighted version, the backwards weighted version. Yeah. And then the last one is called the front position. So it's posta frontale, which is also called the crown. So there is sort of overlap with the German, which is it's called Kron, right? And the German is called Kron, which is also it's posta frontale, the front position, also known as the crown. So what is posta frontale is a blade is up and forward, right? About with the cross guard about eye level to the side. So your blade is not in the middle; it's to the side.
Obstructing it.
Yeah. So what it is normally used is going into that order of the pharaoh, right? So now you're into the order of the pharaoh. I'm trying to strike you, right? Now you'll try to cover yourself. So you move your blade, you turn the blade up. You don't necessarily need to move your feet.
Okay.
So it's more a turn of the hips. And I had this problem before. I don't know how to generate enough force to block it, but it's sort of using the leverage and the turning. So turn this way, right? And then you turn forward a bit. So it's like this. You turn. You right your hips. Your hips is pointed a bit to the side, maybe, or in the front, and then you turn forward, and you use your hand to sort of leverage the pommel down, and the other hand leverages the blade up, and then up into the posta frontale. So when the blade comes down, you go into frontale. So it needs to be across the line, high, pointed a bit forward, across the line to stop my blade from coming down. So I think, does it work if I strike this way, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Remember, don't lean forward too much, right? You need to keep it, yeah, more like that. So you can, maybe you can use your back foot to generate a bit of torque, and then use it like that. I'm still not really sure on the mechanics, but you turn your body up, and then you turn your sword up into the left to intercept the attack. So now I think we have gone through all 12 of the positions. Posta di donna, on the left, on the right, posta longa, that's 3. And then the lower guards, there's full iron skate, that's 4 I think. Coda longa, which is 5, right? And on the other side there's Genti di Zangiaro, which is 6. And the middle ones start with, there's both the longa, right? And now there's the short version, 7,
Yep.
middle iron skate, 8, bicordo, 9, finestra, which is on 2 sides. This is 10, and then crown position, front position, which is 11. Oh yeah, 12 is Denti di Zangiaro la mezzana, which is Denti di Zangiaro, and then you turn it into the backwards version. So it's basically you're in the tuta porta de ferro, but you're facing away, right?
Yep.
So you see the similarities between over time tuta porta de ferro and Denti di Zangiaro. So the Didi Zengyaro Ramazana is just Denti Zengyaro and then the backwards group.
Mhm.
So that's all 12 of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
So
that's great.
Yeah, so go home, watch guys 12th position thing, do a comparison, look at mirrors, get a room, something.
Right.